Hello all you beautiful people out there, this is BroncoJuggalo, and today I am doing the 2018 film One Must Fall, directed by Antonia Pantoja, dedicated to his father, Jose Pantoja, which is really cool, I think. Guys, you may remember me talking about this movie in my interview with Buckshot on One with BroncoJuggalo. This is a film that he is in. He plays a detective, and he's got a really funny line in it. Or he's got a few funny lines, but one that I think is really funny. Now, this is classified as a horror comedy. I would call it a horror black comedy. It's not just a straight up horror laugh fest. It's not. This is a serious horror film with really awesome fucking kills. We're going to get on to all that here in a minute. Starring Barry Piacante as the killer. That's all he's known at in this, is the killer. And Julie Struble is our main character, Sarah. Based in 1986, a crime scene cleanup crew is being hunted one by the serial killer who still is on the scene of the crime. They were supposed to have swept the building, they did not do their job correctly, and the killer is still there. This movie has appearances by Lloyd Kaufman, the godfather of trauma films, and also the creator of Toxie, the Toxic Avenger. It has appearances from Buckshot and Demi DeMarie. Now guys, I only had one con for One Must Fall, just one. And it's honestly just kind of a me thing. It's not anything that's really bad in the movie, it's just something that, for some reason, I just didn't like it. It bugged me, and I don't really know why, but it did. In this movie, not once, but twice, the lead character actually gives the plot of the film in verbal form by asking a question. And to me, it bothered me that that happens. It bothered me that they did that, because I'm like, well, I didn't really need to be force-fed the plot like that. But it's just a me thing, really. It's a small thing. It's not that big of a deal. And it's just something that I didn't personally like. Now, that being said, that's really the only thing I didn't like in this movie. The movie starts out incredibly brutal. It starts out with brutality right away, which I really like. And then it kind of goes down and we get into our characters in our movie, that kind of the building, And I just really liked the killer in this film. I think that Barry Piacante did a great job. I think that the killer himself is incredibly complex. He's incredibly interesting and unique in his own way. One of the things that I also found personally great about it is during one of the crime scene cleanups, and it's this guy that blew his own brains out all over his bedroom wall with a shotgun. There was brains, blood, and hair matter stuck to a Goonies poster, which I thought was hilarious because, as most of you know my thoughts on the Goonies, I am not a fan of that film. And seeing it all covered like that in blood and gore was really cool to me. I don't know why, but it was just kind of like this cool omen of, yeah, that movie sucks. But that's just my opinion. The gore effects were fan-fucking-tastic. The makeup effects, the practical gore effects was so fucking good. It was all practical effects. It looked great. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking real looking. It looked so real. There is a beautiful scalping scene. There's a face getting cut off scene. There is just some awesome and amazing gore. I don't want to give every kill and every gore shot away, but there's some great stuff in this movie. This is definitely a must-watch for any gore hound. Any fan of big gore, this is up your alley. I even think Rick would like this. It's not 100% 100 extreme, but it's extreme enough to where the kills are fucking great. I read a lot of reviews on this movie on IMDB. And as always, the people on IMDb either trash something or they love it. And mostly they trash it. And I found that most people on IMDb don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or any review site for that matter. Rotten Tomatoes is bullshit. It's all bullshit. There was a bunch of 10 out of 10 reviews. I wouldn't go that far. It is a really fun, good movie. But it's not a 10 out of 10. Come on, a 10 out of 10 is Halloween. A 10 out of 10 is A Nightmare on Elm Street. it's not that much, but for his first directorial debut as a horror movie director, because he's directed lots of music videos, but his first motion picture direction is fucking awesome. Really done well. It also said on IMDb that this had $1 million budget. I don't think it was that much, personally, but you could tell that they did have a good budget for the kills, and they used the money in the right places, in my opinion. Still on those kills, guys, the scalping scene, literally, while I was watching it, it gave me goosebumps. It was really, really awesome, sick, gross, and fucking looked fantastic. And just watching it made my skin prickle up. I really love the closing credits. They're done in an animation style. It's animated. It's really cool. I think it was a great way to close the film. And then there's a mid-credit scene, and then it goes to like regular credits, you know. But overall, guys, this was a fun movie. Antonia Pantoja, props. Major props. Buck, homie, props. You did a good job in your part too. Your acting experience from your videos and things like that came into play here. And you delivered, in my opinion, one of the funniest lines in the whole fucking movie. I loved it. Lloyd Kaufman was great in it. He's always funny as hell. There was one thing I kind of didn't get. Maybe it's just because I missed a piece of the dialogue or something. At the end of the movie, there's a pink dildo that comes into play, and not like any big, like, weird scene or anything, just something happens with it. And I was curious as to what that was there for. I'm pretty sure it was dialogue. I just don't remember the exact dialogue it was that makes reference to it. And I love the end of the movie when... I don't want to give spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it, sorry. I love the end of the movie, let's just put it that way. I'll give a hint. How about that? I'll give a hint. If you're a comic book fan and you've read Joker, or read Batman comics, or seen Gotham, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. There was a time right around the death of Damian Wayne in the comic books where Joker does something to himself, and then he does something to rectify it. And that kind of comes into play here, and I like that. I know that's being cryptic, but that's all I'm going to say. Some of you may realize what I'm talking about, some of you may not. That's okay. Watch the movie for yourself. It is available on Prime to rent, and I got this copy off of eBay, about 20 bucks, maybe a little more than that. This is a made-on-demand, I believe, but it was still pretty good. Guys, check out One Must Fall. You really need to. I'm so happy I did. I've been sitting on this for a while now. I've known about this movie for a couple years. I've looked for it, but I didn't look hard enough, I don't think. And I should have really put forth a little more effort, because I should have given this movie its props a long time ago. This is BroncoJuggalo saying, peace out.
Are afraid of me, many reasons they should be creatures, what they labeled me, leave them bleeding painfully. These bitches cannot compete, they're not